Do you believe in the commentator's curse?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to F1 Tonight Netherlands. I am your host, Daniel Hazzah. And joining me, as always, it's you and me. I know it's my destiny, Adrian. How are you doing, sir?
Oh, mate, these just get better and better. I love them. I absolutely love them.
Of course, Adrian Statsrich, for the full title.
But yes, very, very pleased and excited to be here at the Singapore. I know it's not Singapore, it's Japan.
Yeah, it's always the Singapore Grand Prix with you these days.
Yeah, it just feels like it should be the Singapore Grand Prix every week.
just to complete that, you're my best friend. We'll commentate till the end. Because I got a bit too excited and couldn't finish it off the first round. So there we go.
Oh, I thought I interrupted you there. In which case,
absolutely
deeply
not.
apologise.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Right, let's have a look then at the Drivers' Championships following the last week's race at Russia. Boy Williamson still leading the way for Ferrari with 313 points. Nicky Visser in second for Toro Rosso with 289 points. And it's Sildervit still in third with 173 for McLaren. Then we've got Baz Den Brain in the Alfa Romeo on 139. Damien Hartman for Alfa Romeo on 133. And Alexander Hermans for Ferrari. He's 6th. John Donkel for Toro Rosso is 7th. Marcel Droning in the Red Bull is 8th. That's Aston Eagle Mears in the Racing Point. He's 9th. And Guido Urshan in 10th place for the Red Bull team. Then it's 11th is Ari Kopp in the Williams. Kuhn Skipper's up one place. He's now on 33 points in the Racing Point in 12th. Michel Anderson down a spot. Still on 31 points for him in the McLaren. He's 13th now. Paul Quaret 14th for Mercedes on 19 points. Nils Ekman for Haas is 15th. Bailey Vane up 2 places after last week's race. He's on 12 points now in 16th. Martin Pider Cooper down a spot. He's now in 17th for Williams. Same for Mark Stappers in the Renault. He's now P18. Peter Phillip in 19th for Renault. And Miguel Torni for Mercedes, P20. So Boy Williamson now passing that 300-point mark. And the lead looking quite healthy over Nicky at the moment.
Yeah, he's starting to build up that lead, isn't he? He had an absolutely fantastic drive last week to Boy, and that's really reflected here in the table.
Yeah, certainly is indeed, and that's that sort of top group kind of edging away now. There's quite a big kind of separation between those sort of top 5. I mean, there's only 20 points to Zander, but sort of back from there, it kind of there's that gulf really between John and Damie, isn't there? Those kind of groups.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, and you come to expect that, don't you? This time of the season, this sort of business end of the season. You sort of get an idea of where drivers are actually going to be finishing as the gaps get bigger and bigger, and it becomes a bit more difficult to recover lost positions. Yeah,
absolutely. Obviously, Kuhn Skipper's now starting to move up the field as well. He's now 12th on 33 points. So Racing Point starting to haul in some points in sort of a more regular fashion, with both drivers starting to score. We said last week about getting that consistency up, and I think they're starting to do that.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of their pace, that's absolutely not in question here. They're two of the fastest drivers in this league, absolutely. But yeah, it's just a matter of building up the consistency, as you say, or the experience, as the F1 2020 is going to refer to it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then down the back end as well, sort of Paul Quarret back to, again, Miguel Torni, 19 points separating those. In terms of a race win, there's 26 available, with fastest lap as well, of course. So, again, as we saw with Brady Vane getting another 6 points last week, they put him up 2 places. So it's, a lot of change can happen down there as well.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they're not on very many points there. So yeah, as you say, just one half decent result, and they are firing their way up the table even at this late stage.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's have a look at the constructors' standings. See how they're looking. Ferrari still top spot at the moment, 426 points. Toro Rosso 384 for them. They're second. And it's Alfa Romeo in third with 272. McLaren fourth with 204. Red Bull in fifth with 124. Sixth, the Racing Point with 97. Williams have 49 in seventh. Haas are in the right place this week. They are eighth with 26 points. And Mercedes on 19 points in ninth. And the Renault team with 10 points in 10th. So, same as it always is, really, at the moment. no change up and down the order, but it's, as we say every week, really. I mean, the sort of second half, 6th down to 10th, is much closer than it is. On the other side, there's kind of a pretty healthy gap between most teams now.
Yeah, I think from I don't think there's been any change in the order of the teams since round 9, which was Austria. It was only when Racing Point joined the two drivers, Egomez and Kuhn Skippers. They joined at Britain, and they sort of got themselves up to 6th place. But I don't think there has been any change really in the rest of the teams. Having said that, there's not many points really between 1 and 2, despite, as I said, them not actually changing positions. Yeah. Toro Rosso have been there. Been very consistent in terms of just reducing the deficit. Both Toro Rosso drivers had an absolutely amazing race yesterday, despite neither of them actually winning. I think they finished 2nd and 3rd, did they not?
Last week, yes, I think.
Yeah,
I believe so.
And, yeah. So it's a good haul of points. They're 33 points versus the 26 that Paul Williamson picked up. I think Sander Hermans crashed out in that race. Yeah. So they would have reduced the gap by 7 there. So it's now down to 42.
Yep. Yeah, and I mean, I think Red Bull will be looking over their shoulders as well, because obviously Racing Point on a bit of a run of form lately. If both drivers can finish again tonight, I think both Red Bulls crashed out last week as well. So if the kind of same result happens, Red Bull could be unaffected from Racing Point quite soon.
Yeah, that's right. That's another thing that drivers suffer with sometimes is, a bad run of form. Those poor results can stay with the drivers in their minds, and it kind of affects their mood going into the next race, which then affects the performance in that race. And you end up sort of stuck in a sort of downward spiral that it can be very difficult to escape.
Indeed.
We've seen that really before from Guido Ocean in particular. In previous seasons. I think this is his sort of 6th season, I believe, with us. And I've watched many of his races, and he has won races, and then he's gone for sort of quite long periods without picking up a point. And I'm just hoping that that won't be the case here tonight. I'm hoping he's gonna score a few for Red Bull and try and keep Racing Point at bay.
That is the hope tonight. Let's have a look at the track map, the Suzuka International Circuit. Pull your pants down, because it's the Your Pants Grand Prix. Pretty excited for this one. That's how it's pronounced in Dutch, I believe. Your pants.
That is
such a great name. Love it. Circuit length of 5.807 kilometers, with a race length of 307.471 kilometers. and 53 laps. I will just make clear this is round 17, the Japanese Grand Prix. I think I might have missed it out in the intro because I got so excited about introducing Adrian. But we are at Japan for this evening's race, in case you hadn't worked it out already. Let's have a look at the track then. Sector 1 takes us from the start-finish line all the way to just before turn 8 through the very well-named first turn between turn 1 and 2, sort of 2 turns really in the mix there. Quite tricky to get the car through there quickly, knowing when to brake. Obviously the later you go, the more dangerous turn 2 gets, so you can run off there quite easily. Then leads you into the S section through 3 up to really turn 7. Tricky complex corners there, up and down as you go through 3, 4, 5 and 6. Quite tricky to get the car on the power quickly through there. Those curbs can quite easily spin you off. Then you're uphill into Dunlop curve, turn 7. Again, I think a place we'll see a lot of drivers have issue tonight. I know we have done in previous streams at this track, and it's quite easy to run the car wide here. That outside curb around Dunlop curve, very easy to spin the back end out on. Then we go through sector 2. That's from turn 8 all the way down to after turn 14. Into Degner curve is where you start. That fast right-hander down into the right-hander at turn 9. Again, the car can run wide very easily here before the tunnel section, so you want to get the car nicely planted through turn 9 to avoid running off and losing time there. Under the tunnel then, of course, this being the only figure of 8 circuit on the calendar, you go under the road at where turn 15 is really, up the hill to turn 10. Fairly easy right-hander into the very heavy braking zone of the hairpin at turn 11. Good overtaking spot in the race, and a good place to try and gain a bit of time during qualifying. Getting the car nice and planted through exit here, quite tricky. The drivers will be working on that today. And then you exit up through from the hairpin up around turn 12. I'm sure Adrian might be able to let us in on the radius of this corner later, and it's another massive one like we have at Russia. And then you're up to Spoon Curve at 13 and 14, where we see Spin Bastion go round last year, I believe it was, with Verstappen. Turn 13 and 14, a sort of double left-hander. Again, tricky more at turn 14 and 13 to get the car hooked in nicely there, but then you're nice and easy going down the hill from turn 14. A bit of a rest as you go into sector 3 through 130R at turn 15 and into the Casio Triangle. Another heavy braking zone here. That chicane at 16 and 17, a good overtaking spot if you don't do it at 130R beforehand. And then you exit out at turn 18. Of course, in this game, it's got that bump that's not there in real life, so the drivers will be watching out for that as they exit and finish their flying laps, trying to get the power down without losing the back end over that fake bump. And that completes the lap of the Suzuka International Racing Course. The speed trap just after turn 15, and the detection point for DRS before turn 16 that activates down the start-finish straight. So, Adrian, what are your thoughts on this circuit?
Yes, this is one I've always loved. Actually, it's one of the very first circuits I ever raced on in any racing game, going back to sort of pre-2000. But yes, it's a very technical circuit. It's notoriously technical. In fact, it's a real challenge, or it can be a real challenge for the drivers and the engineers, as both try to sort of get the car working and feeling sort of suited to the track. It can be very difficult to get that setup and that feel just right on this circuit.
Yeah, indeed. It's a very technical one, isn't it? This circuit, a lot of different aspects to it. Obviously, that very winding first sector, bit more sort of on the braking side. It's kind of aimed at in the second sector, and then that third sector again, a nice mix of the two, really, isn't it? Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, not one of my favourite tracks, as I've told you already. It's a nice one to watch, but I don't really like driving it particularly. It's just a bit, it's so hard to get it right, especially sector 1 through the S's, and it's just, you're always on edge, I find, with the car, because there's so many places you can lose that back end.
Yeah, that's I completely agree there. It takes a lot of focus, much more than any of the other circuits, really. Probably just as much as Monaco.
Yeah, I'd agree. Without all the walls, but in terms of being kind of on the edge of your pants, it's pretty much the same kind of thing as Monaco, as you say. Well, there we go then. There's the track overview. If you want to take us over to the track, and we'll have a look through who we've got with us tonight.
Yeah, it's not a problem. I shall run through the drivers. So we've actually got 17 drivers here tonight. 3 drivers not with us. It's Mark Stappers, Barry Deepervein, and one other that I can't remember right now. So I'm just stalling until I can.
Other drivers are involved.
It was Ari Kopp. So Ari Kopp in the Williams, Mark Stappers in the Renault, Barry Deepervein in the Haas, not with us. I will still run through who we've actually got here. So Boy Williamson and Sander Hermans in the 2 Ferraris, Boy leading the championship at the moment. Paul Correa is actually in P2 at this moment. This is only Q1, but Paul Correa is here with Miguel Torni, the 2 Mercedes. Nicky Visser in second in the championship, and second at the last race. He's here tonight with John Donkel, who was third in the top. First in Brian and Damie Hartman, the season 5 champion. They're both here tonight in the Alfa Romeos. Nishay Mahadra in the McLaren, and his teammate Sil De Vit is the only retiree so far. He actually crashed out at turn 9 just earlier on in this session, so he won't be participating in the rest of qualifying, but will be present in the race. Aston Egelmeers and Koen Skippers, they're both here in the Racing Points as per usual. Guido Urshan and Marcel Dronig, they're both here. I mentioned Guido earlier on. He has actually won this Grand Prix in the past. I think he won Season 5. So this is it should be one of his better ones, I feel. Sunderland's already done it. Mike Prada Cooper, he's the lone Williams tonight, and he's retired from the session. I think that's on track. No, it's not on track. That was in the pit.
That's good.
Peter Phillips is the lone Renault. His teammate Mark Stapper's not here tonight. Niels Ekma is the lone Haas, and his teammate is here either. And that, I believe, is the 17 that we've got.
Yeah, little loners out there tonight. Hopefully, the sound is okay. I've got turned up the game volume quite a lot tonight, so hopefully it's a bit better this evening.
I'm sure our loyal viewers will let us know.
Indeed. Who won last week? That was Boy, wasn't it?
That was indeed.
Yes, indeed.
Didn't he win from
P loser? Yeah, from P last. Yeah. Or last-ish. He was around that area.
17th he was. We had 19 in the race. He started 17th.
Yeah.
With John Donkel behind, who finished third. Nicky Visser on pole and finished second.
Yeah, that's it. Let's have a look at the results then following Q1. It's Boy Williamson P1 for Ferrari, with Paul Quarret in second behind him in the Mercedes. Nicky Visser of Toro Rosso is third, with Baz Den for Alfa Romeo fourth. Nisha Mahadra fifth for McLaren, with Aston Eaglemeers in the Racing Point sixth. Guido Urshan in the Red Bull is seventh. Koen Skippers in the Racing Point eighth, with Zander Hermans in the Ferrari P9. Damien Hartman rounds out the top 10 in the Alfa Romeo. He's 10th, of course. Martin Parder Cooper in the Williams is 11th, with Peter Phillip in the Renault is 12th. Marcel Droning in the Red Bull 13th. Nils Ekman 14th for Haas. Then we've got Sil De Vit, Miguel Torni and John Donkel failing to make it through to Q2. Still a bit of a surprise in there. And John. Who else was in there? I said it and then forgot right away.
Pass.
Oh dear.
I have had a comment come to me about the sound. The game volume is quite high in comparison to us.
Roger. Just can't win, can you? Just can't win.
No, you're never pleased, everyone.
I just could not. Okay. Well, hopefully that's a bit better. Who we got commenting? Ari Kopp saying, good luck everybody. I'm not driving today, but I'll be watching. Miss you, Ari. Thanks for the comment though. John Donkel, thanks Ari. Oh, he's speaking to Ari. Whoops. He said, thanks Ari, have a good one. Zander saying, bedankt Ari. I believe that's probably thank you in Dutch. Terry Card, who won last week? We covered that a minute ago. Have a nice race to comment on, Adrian and Daniel. You are pros to me. Oh, stop it, Ari. Thank you very much. Nina Lee Stick saying good luck, guys. And Adrian Rich commenting in from the commentary box. Appreciate that, Ari.
I'm speaking to him from multiple angles.
Make sure we've got all angles covered.
I'm sure commentators tweet during races.
If you could WhatsApp him as well and send him a text also. Maybe a fax.
Both racing points out together. Skippers following Egelme's just gone under the bridge, turn 9.
Yes. Visual. Gonna be first around. It's a looks like a Williams. Yeah, Martin Barter Cooper. Be first to cross the line.
Just quickly reflecting on that Q1 session. I know we didn't see very much of it, but yeah, Paul Carey, as I said, was in P2. Now the Mercedes, well, pretty much all season it seems, at least, they've looked like they've suffered with setups, and obviously this circuit is very setup dependent. As I said, it's very difficult to get the setup feeling right. So hopefully, touch wood, it looks like Carey at least may have got it bang on, at least in sort of qualifying trim.
Yeah. I was gonna say we want to see how he does in the race, because we've often thought maybe it's a time trial setup that he has on, don't we? Yeah. Which obviously would lend itself quite well to qualifying. But yeah, fingers crossed. He's only looked quick, only 3/10 off Boy here in Q1. Marcel Journey's online. That's good to know. A bit wide through the hairpin there for Martin.
I think Egelme is the second on track, isn't he? Followed by Skippers.
And then we've got an Alfa Romeo. Is that in?
Yes.
4th.
That's Damien Hartman. And then Niche. Both Ferraris still in the pit.
Yeah, maybe waiting for us to try to get green, as we say.
Yeah, for those that don't know what that refers to, is the amount of rubber that's actually down on the track. So as time progresses, as the cars drive around the circuit, the rubber is released from the tyres and put down on the track, which makes it a little bit grippier for the person behind, or people behind. So as time goes on, it does get grippier and grippier. That's why you get the fastest times typically at the end of a session.
Beautifully said. Also, Aston Eagle Mears and Skippers are 1-2 at the moment, separated by 1,000th of a second.
That's just so in tune with each other.
Yeah. Very good, very good. Paul Quay though, still in P3. So, looking good. Not massively far off the back of the racing points, either 4/10.
Yeah, no. I would say that's a success.
Tick the old box there. It's not too bad. Strategy-wise, what would you be looking at here, Adrian?
The usual, really. I think we're going to see mostly 2 stops perform tonight. You can run the 1 stop from the hard to the soft tyre. It's not very much slower than the 2 stop, but again, like always, it does depend on what happens during the race in terms of safety cars, which are inevitable, unfortunately. Which does tend to sort of play with everybody's strategies. You will also have some drivers sort of too stubborn to adjust their strategies, and they will just run with plan A. But yeah, I think the race winner will probably do a 2-stop.
Yeah. Agreed. As you say there, we'll see what happens with strategy and whatnot. I think you might see a few safety cars tonight. Don't know if you can get or have been given a weather report yet.
I have been given a weather report. It is dry throughout.
Dry throughout.
So, tyre strategy, as you alluded to, that comes into play here in Q2, because obviously the top 10 in this session will not only go through to Q3, but they will have to start the race on the tyre that they complete their fastest lap in this session. So you've got Nicky Visser, Damien Hartmann, Guido Urschen and Niels Eekma all setting their fastest lap so far on the medium tyres.
Yeah. And what do you think what tyre compound do you think for the 2-stop?
It's going to be medium, soft, more than likely. I mean, if the drivers can be kind to their tyres, they could squeeze out a medium, soft fairly easily. A safety car will help that as well, because that means they won't have to push so hard for a few laps at least.
This is very true. Watching Zander Hermans here as he comes up to the spoon curve. I think it's named spoon because it looks like an Asian spoon rather than a normal one.
There's two reasons. That is one. And the second reason is that Spoon are the tuning company who are sort of local to this circuit, who modify Hondas.
Oh, okay.
I think the Honda factory is not too far from here.
Yeah, no, it isn't. I think that's why they made this track, was to test Hondas.
Yeah.
Vanderham's going P7 there, 130.6. Nicely in the mix. Yeah, I think it was like the director of Honda that kind of commissioned this track from Mr. You know that guy, Mr. Is it Herman Tilke or something? What's his name? Talcum powder. Talcum powder. He's like the track designer. He does all of them, I think. But yeah, he commissioned this track, he wanted it to cross over itself 3 times, not just one.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. What I do know though is that Boy Williamson has gone P5 on the medium tyres. His individual sector times were reasonably slow actually in comparison to the other medium runners. But that last sector, yeah, he's a little bit quicker there, which puts him P5. I think that's going to be enough to go through. It should be enough for everyone, perhaps, but Zander Hermans maybe needs to go out again. Just trying to look who is quicker.
It will depend on if any drivers decide to change from medium to soft tyre.
Yeah.
Which I think Boy will be hoping against.
Den Brayen and Droenig both still in the pit. Less than 6 minutes left in the session, so expect both of those to be in amongst that sort of P5, P6 positions if they do go out on the soft tyre. Baz especially, really. Baz should be sort of the top end. Eekma on the lap at the moment. He's half a second down in the first sector versus Egomirs on pole.
Yeah, just going to finish sector 2 in a couple of moments' time.
Looking for a 40.1 in this sector. He's done a 40.4.
Not too shabby.
Looking at a 30.5 if he can maintain this pace. Might squeeze through.
.552. Pretty good going, Adrian.
Thank you. It's nice when I get it right.
You can just improve by 500 next time, please. That'd be great.
to be fair, I never know what they're going to do in the last sector. They might be nice and smooth for the first 2 and then just be amazing, or just muck it up. So.
Yeah. Bit of a gamble. Marcel joining there, Baz Den Brayen finally venturing out. I can never really understand why drivers do that in these kind of scenarios where they've only really got 1 lap to do what they want. Without mucking up.
That is a completely viable strategy if they want to save the wear, especially on their tyres. They might want to save the medium compound for the race. They'll have an extra set to use then. So if they only do one lap on the softs, they don't have to use any other tyre.
Yeah.
Drivers do like to set a banker lap. But yeah, if you can get away with not doing one, then yeah, you've got that extra freedom in the race.
Yep. They're on a soft tyre though, so.
Yeah, normally you find if they do go out late, it will be on
it's normally on a harder tyre, isn't it?
On a harder tyre.
Why take so much risk? What if you cut a corner by accident? It's all ruined. Good luck! Don't cry to me. As Marcel just started his now.
He's still in mode 0. I don't know if he's just forgotten to put that up. He's in mode 0 on the ERS. His lap is still valid as far as I can see.
Just trying to avoid Baz though as he goes through the S curves. Apparently this sector much funner on the new game apparently. The curves are a lot less likely to spin you off in the new game. And kind of take a bit more through there.
Marcel Dronig is definitely racing like he's doing a hot lap, but he's not put the battery up. He's still in mode 0, but he looks like he's absolutely bombing it.
He's bombing it with 160 less horsepower.
Yeah, which equates to 1.4 seconds in the first sector.
Yeah.
That's what the battery gives you. 1.4 seconds a sector, roughly.
He might get around just in time to do one more lap and kind of regenerate. That's if he's got enough fuel in the car.
Yeah, perhaps. He might have just been burning off that fuel, to be fair.
Yeah, maybe.
There he goes, mode 5 now. So he's set a valid 32.7, which is some way off.
I've been right around the last corner. He does a 129.7.
Oh.
0.8, so just pips Aston Eagle Miz for the top spot.
Yeah, we thought as would be at the business end in this session, especially on those soft tyres.
Yeah, indeed. You see, always medium tyre one as well. I've had to go out again just to kind of guarantee their place, I presume. Although I think they would have been safe. Maybe Boy won't do this lap.
Guido's on a hot lap himself as well, as is Nicky Visser. Nicky's just gone purple in the first sector. And Damien Hartman as well, purple in the second sector. He's further around, he's just coming around the casino triangle.
Roger that.
It's gonna be a good one. Under 29.7.
Very nice. Both Alfa Romeos looking quick.
A little bit of traffic for Guido as he comes up.
Yeah.
Approaching 130R.
130.7 for Marcel.
It's not going to be an improvement for Guido. He's run out of battery before the end of the lap, and he's gone wide.
Oh. Yeah, that's not good. Let's see, is Boy going to continue or abort? What's his best lap so far is on the medium. Same for Nicky. Nicky's come in.
Nicky may have pitted because he's seen that Guido has crashed out.
Yeah.
So there is no longer a threat. Could be a good strategic move, that. It now allows him to guarantee that he can start on the medium tyre and not be eliminated from this session.
Yeah, I think Boy's realised that as well. He's done the same. He's backed off.
Yeah.
Down the back straight.
Yeah, as a driver, who you've got left in the session, or how many are left in the session.
Yeah.
And which drivers are below you as you drive around to save you wasting any energy, any rubber. Once you know that 4 have retired, then well, normally it'll be 5 that are retired, but we've only got 14 in this session. With who was it? Still, wasn't it? Crashed out.
Yes. Did he crash out or did he retire in the pits?
No, still a bit crashed out at turn 9.
I wonder if the pit lane's that rough in real life. Look at the state of it. It's a real mess in there. Have a look at the results then after Q2. Sebastian Brain leading the way for Alfa Romeo in first place. Aston Eagle is second for Racing Point, with Kuhn Skippers, his teammate, behind him in third. Damien Hartmann in the Alfa Romeo fourth. Nisha Hadley in the McLaren is fifth, with Peter Phillip in the Renault P6. Paul Quarret in the Mercedes seventh. Boyd Williamson for Ferrari eighth. And it's Nicky Bissett in the Toro Rosso ninth, with Nibble Ziekema in the Haas P10. Gardner Hermans, Marcel Droning, Guido Urshan and Martin Party Cooper all getting knocked out of Q2. Good to see Peter Phillip in the top 10 there.
Yeah, absolutely strong performance. I mean, we haven't really talked about him at all in that session, but yeah, it's good to see him in Q3. Hopefully, he can do well here as well.
Indeed.
Predictions for the pole sitter?
I predict Sebastian Brain. How about you?
I was very tempted to go with his teammate Damien Hartmann, and in fact I'm that tempted I'm gonna go with Damien Hartmann for pole. Yes.
You cheeky monkey.
But yeah, both Alfa Romeos looking very strong. Baz had the fastest first sector time, and Damien had the fastest second and third sector times.
Yeah.
But yeah, watch out for racing points as well, because they look very, very strong. And again, going out together right behind each other.
Indeed. Maybe some towing action in order today. Just looking at the comments, Method Risk, which we think is that Kuhn Skippers?
Yes.
He says, not saying you guys should highlight the Racing Point cars this race, but you guys should highlight the Racing Point cars this race. Just because of that, you'll get no camera time whatsoever in the race. Also, to address I think a mistake we made last week, it was Kuhn Skippers that got the podium in Belgium, not Aston Eagle Miz.
Right. Yeah.
So just to correct that, as he mentioned in the comments after the race.
We try our best not to make too many mistakes, but they do happen.
Indeed. Many have happened over the course of the season. Did like a highlights reel of all the times our mics have been muted, or we didn't start the stream but did a whole intro without it running. There's countless. Oh, sorry, no, it was one Ferrari and two Toro Rossos on the podium last week. not the Racing Points. The damn Racing Points! Always bigging them up. Because remember, Zander got his penalty, didn't he? So that put John and Nicky up onto the podium.
Yeah, we said that, didn't we?
I thought we said two Racing Points got second and third, or was that in qualifying?
No, that was...
We mentioned about two Racing Points got second and third at some point. I think.
Okay. Well, tonight I've only spoken about the Toro Rossos being second and third.
Oh, okay. Going to be Toro Rosso, as always. It's going to be first across the line here tonight. Nicky Visser. Coming down the back straight. Into the Casio triangle. It's 1:29.873. It's not too bad. Not as fast as we saw some guys do last session. 1:29.5 from Aston Eagle Miz there. Very good time from him. Aston Brainer 1:30.0. Damien Hartman goes first for a split second before Boyd Williamson does a 1:29.1.
Sorry to interrupt. Paul Correa looking strong as well. 29.6. That's faster than any time set in Q1.
Yeah, indeed. It's a good show from him.
Sorry, Q2, I mean.
Skipper's a bit down the order there, 1:30.2 for him. Zekema 1:30.8 and 8th. Peter Phillip 1:31.0. Niche just starting his hot lap now. Another tumbleweed at turn 13 there. Just keep a look out for those tonight.
Do you ever see him in when you're racing or only when you're commentating?
Only when commentating. Could be just my eyes. Bit of floaters.
Just coming across the line now. This is to set a lap. But
yep, a lap for 1:30.1. Oh, 1:29.988.
I think he'll be fairly pleased with that. I'm sure he's got some more to give there. It wasn't even his fastest first sector.
Yeah, it's not
other
bad
sectors were yeah, his other sectors were good. In fact, he's got the third fastest second sector of everybody. But unfortunately, the slowest third sector.
Is that Paul Quarry's purple? A real one in sector 1?
That is a legit purple, yes.
Nice.
100%.
Go on, Paul.
He's a full tenth up on anybody else, actually.
Very nice. Keep pushing, boy.
I say a full tenth, it's like it's massive, but it's really not.
Yeah. I'll be happy to be a 10th up.
It is big in the world of Formula 1.
Yeah, slightly nervous about his deployment he's got left on the energy before he gets into this lap.
Yeah, he's been mode 5, hasn't he?
Yeah. Purple in 2?
Yes.
Come on, son. Take it.
It's only a short third sector. It's only 16.5 seconds long.
There goes deployment. He's run out there. P2, 1:29.3. Nice one from Paul Quarry there.
Yeah, very very impressive. I think with a little bit more ERS management, that could have been pole.
Yeah. I think so as well.
Ran out about 300 meters before the start and finish line. Could easily be that 2/10.
Mm-hmm. A bit of a lock up into turn 16 as well, so that might have cost him a little bit, but it didn't look too bad.
Well, yellow's in 2. That is that
Just a
Peter
traffic jam, isn't it? Just people driving slowly, I think.
Oh, it's Nicky Visser letting people pass.
Ah.
This will be Visser's time to shine.
Yeah. See what he can do. It'll probably be his last shot, if not second to last.
If he makes a mistake early on in the lap, he'll be able to back out early and go around and do it again.
Yeah.
But if he makes one late on, he just won't have the energy in the car to be able to do another.
Lovely camera angle there of the sweeping first turn.
It's a little bit out of shape coming through the S's. What's the time like? Looking for a 32.4, ideally.
He's backed out there, yeah.
Yeah, it's a 33.5. So, he's made a mistake early on. He's saving his ERS and he's going to go again.
Legal Mizzo still on a lap, I think.
He is indeed. He's 2 tenths off of off of Paul Carre's fastest sector. Fastest first sector, sorry.
Yeah. So I think Peter Phillip will be first to cross the line here and do his second hot lap.
Definitely on for an improvement. Quite a big improvement, actually. Yeah, 8 tenths up.
Yeah.
So it's 30.2.
Run out of deployment again at the end there. It's coming around sort of turn 18.
Oh, Egilmez has just gone second.
Here Skipper's there, P4. A lot of people there in the 129.3 region. 3 drivers altogether.
Damian winding up for his final hot lap. And Basden Brian has just started his last hot lap as well.
I think it's just on his at the moment. I finished sector 1.
It's a very good sector 1. It's on par with Boy and just a smidge off of Paul Carre, who's still got purple first sector.
Oh, deep into the hairpin.
A bit. Oh, new purple first from Basden Brian. That is 2 tenths faster than Paul Carre.
Oh, go on, Baz.
Flip back to Nicky. 39.9 to beat in this sector. So he's currently 2 tenths up on the first sector.
4 tenths up in total now, by the looks of it. After sector 2. Oh, back end stepping out over that annoying bump. That was P2, 129.242. I think you'd be happy with that. Who's next? It's going to be Basden Brown.
Damien Harmon's invalidated, so he won't be on pole. Baz coming across the line now. Baz is taking it.
28.8.
Blimey.
Beautiful. Let's see, who else we got? Aston in the pits. I think Coon's the same. The same. The same. Damien Hartman also in as well.
Mohammed Singh. Mohammed Singh is just on the lap now.
See what he can do. I think he is up.
Yeah, he's up in the first sector. He's roughly P3 in the first, but it's a 40.2 in the second, which is the 8th fastest second sector. 4 tenths down on the fastest.
129.5 though, good stuff.
Yep.
Boy Williamson. Oh, he does it. 1:28.870. Damn you, boy! Almost had him. God.
I don't know where that one come from. He did take the fastest first sector. In fact, only he and Baz have managed to do the first sector in less than 32.3.
Right. Well, we haven't called pole in a long time, Adrian.
No.
Well, I think we got third and fourth last week, didn't we? I think we got the second row.
Should have gone for Boy.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Boy started at the back for the last couple of races actually, and has managed to come out on top.
Yeah.
In both. Yes, in both. Russia.
Yeah, well,
and,
Singapore he was third, wasn't he? I think, or on the podium somewhere. I don't think he won it. I think Nicky won Singapore, didn't he? But he still came from the back to finish on the podium.
Oh yes, sorry, yes.
Was it second that he finished, and Sil was third, or was it Sil second?
No, the other Toro Rosso was third, wasn't he? John Cool.
Oh, I have no idea. I forget these days.
Did Boy not win? I'll have to look back at the thing. It's going to bug me now. I'm sure Boy won last week.
Oh yeah, he won last week. Yeah, but he didn't win Singapore.
Oh right, yes. Oh yes, it was Russia last week. That's it. Yeah. Yep, that was it.
Boy Williamson then is on pole. Baz Lembrain in second. Nicky Visser third, with Aston Eagle Mears fourth. It's Paul Quarret and Koen Schippers fifth and sixth. Nietzsche Magnussen in seventh, with Damien Hartman eighth. Peter Philip ninth, and Nils Eekmer in 10th. The end.
I can't believe that a 29.5 is 8th place.
Yeah. Some quick times.
Yeah, well done to everyone though, especially Boy. Yeah, that last minute burst.
Yeah, it's a very good good finish there. Couple of minutes now then till race start. Yes, Terry, we have got a dry race. I believe he's predicting 3 safety cars, 1 and 2 virtual safety cars as well.
I'm very pessimistic.
I don't reckon we'll have that many. I reckon we'll have like a safety car.
I reckon all 17 drivers will finish this race. Not even a yellow flag. No.
Are you sure?
No, it's definitely not going to
happen. I reckon we'll have 13 finishers. And the podium. In season 5, we had 5 drivers crash out on, I think it was lap 48 or something, just coming around the Dunlop curve. Who was it that crashed out first? I think it was Parda Cooper that crashed first, and 4 other drivers hit him there because he was completely unsighted going around that sort of blind curve, and it was just a massive pile up there. Yeah.
And then also later on in that very same race, we had another 4-car pile up. I think it was Rob Molderink with an overtake on Den Brayen, put the one half of the car on the grass, and it just spun the car around. That was coming round Spoon, I think it was, around that area just before Spoon curve. And another 4 retirements there in the same race.
Yeah. It's definitely a chance of a lot of action at the start.
Yeah.
I was looking at some funny Japanese phrases to pass the time here. Such as, it won't hurt to put him or her inside my eye. That means, of course, putting objects in your eye will hurt, but when you find someone, usually a child or grandchild, or sometimes even a pet so cute that you have no words to describe how dear he or she is to you, you can say in Japanese that so and so is so cute, it won't hurt, even if you put him or her in your eye.
How bizarre.
Yeah. What else have we got? My hand is coming out of my throat. You know when you really, really want something and you're thinking that you'll die if you can't have that bag or job promotion. Bag or job promotion or concert ticket or whatever it is that you need. Well, then it's a Japanese phrase to use. The expression probably comes from a time when food was much more scarce and people were so hungry that it felt like a hand might come out from your stomach through your throat to grab any food that was around. But nowadays, it can be used to refer to anything that you really want.
Interesting. and on the side note, have you never had a bag promotion?
No.
I can't believe you never had one.
A bag promotion. Another one.
I have no idea.
No. I think it means if you can't have that bag, as in that bag, or job promotion.
Okay.
It's acorns comparing heights is another one. Why would acorns be comparing sizes? Well, that's the expression we use to describe a group that is roughly the same in ability or equality, usually not at a high level and without any standouts. In this case, acorns are used as an example of something that comes mostly in the same sizes and appearances, which makes comparing them somewhat moot. For example, when there's nothing special among the entries in a writing or photography contest, you might look at the pile of submitted work and say, Donguru no sekuru desumi. It's acorns comparing heights. There you go. Do you know who has the most wins at Japan in real life?
Is it Alan Prost?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, I thought you were asking me.
I thought it was Vettel.
Could be.
There you go. I'm just going to have a quick Google of the Japanse Grand Prix. Oh no, Schumacher, of course.
Schumacher.
6. Yep.
Really, the default answer for any record question is got to be Schumacher, is it not?
Yeah, pretty much.
When in doubt.
Constructors, repeat winners. Who do you reckon has won the most constructors wins here?
McLaren.
Yeah. Do you know how many wins?
No, couldn't tell. Actually, I'm going to guess 20.
No, you're a bit high there.
Thought it might have been high. Go on then. 11?
9.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Trying to think how long McLaren have been going. Yeah, that's like winning more than half their their races.
Yeah. Drivers ready up then, so we can get underway.
Oh, got no game sound. That's worrying. And it's back.
That's good. Less roaring there. Let's have a look at the drivers then as they come around. Boy Williamson leading the way for Ferrari in first place. Starting from pole today.
On the softs.
On the mediums.
Mediums even. that's what I meant.
That's what you meant. Yeah, indeed. That's then praying in second for Alfa Romeo on the mediums. It's Nicky Visser on the soft tyre in third. And Aston Gomez is fourth for Racing Point. Paul Quarret fifth for Mercedes. Kuhn Skippers in the Racing Point. in second. Sorry, not second, sixth. Right, with the same letter. Nisha Mahendra Singh in seventh for McLaren. It's Demi Hartman in the Alfa Romeo in eighth. And you've got Peter Phillip just on his lonesome at the moment on the start finish straight. Niels Ekema in 10th for Haas. Sander Hermans in the Ferraris 11th. The two Red Bulls of Marcel Droning in 12th and Guido Urshan in 13th. It's Martin Party Cooper in the Williams 14th. Sildovit 15th for McLaren. Miguel Torni 16th for Mercedes. And John Dunkel in 17th for Toro Rosso. Who's your man for the win?
For the win tonight, Boy Williamson's got to be 100%.
Well, I'm going to say it's going to be Baz again. Because you've taken Boy from me.
And they're on different strategies as well, although Boy Williamson and Visser on looks like the same strategy. So they're championship rivals, of course.
So the last couple of cars line up on the grid then. Fairly short run down to turn 1. Here come the lights. There they are, and we're off. Looks like Nicky got a bit bogged down there. Paul Quarry got a good run on behind him. Boy Williamson gets away though well. Bernstein Brown slotting in just behind him. Oh, so that looks like Aston Eagle is up the inside of Nicky into third place into turn 1. Great overtake there from the Racing Point driver. But all fairly clean behind. Kuhn Skipper's looking to have a move on Paul Quarry through the S-curves, but doesn't quite make it work. Paul keeps on the P5 for the moment. Yeah, it's all nice and easy though behind. No one's really moved.
Yeah, nice.
Little Zeke coming up upper place. And Sildovit and John Donkel both up 1 place as well.
Nisha was a little bit slippery around Dunlop, but he managed to keep it under control.
Yeah. Yeah, still now past Martin as well into Degner Curve. Into P13 now.
It's probably one of the cleanest starts I've ever seen in,
yeah.
in F1 tonight.
Very nice. Don't think there's any damage at all.
Guido Urshan some way back though. He has lost an end plate.
Oh, he's lost, yeah. It's at the left side of his wing there. That'll be red damage for him. Damien Hartman and Nils Ekema are getting up a place each as well there. Into perhaps through 130R and into the Casio Triangle.
Sander Herman just past Peter Phillips. Oh, that was what he said, wasn't it? I just repeated it, sorry.
I don't know. I'm not quite sure what I'm saying.
Silver as well past Droning just into that looked like turn 1.
Very nice. Up to P12 now for the McLaren driver. You mentioned about Nisha a bit Wigby there. He looked a bit slidey going through turn 8 as well. Back end slipping out a bit.
Yeah. Hopefully that's just the sort of tyres being a little bit cold rather than anything to do with his setup with the heavy fuel loads.
Yeah.
Baston Brain looks like he may pass Boy Williamson for the lead. Obviously he is on the softer tyre. These tyres are something like 6/10 faster than the mediums.
Yeah, down the back straight then into 130R. I'm hoping to see a Alonso Schumacher type move. Probably get one down the start finish straight though by the looks of it. Boy goes fastest though. All now Kuhn Skippers.
It's at almost equal times, Boy and Baz, just across the line there.
Yeah. Yeah, they look pretty evenly matched.
Oh boy, just sliding around. That back end just stepping out quite a bit there. Managed to keep it on the track. Oh, yellow's in one. Who is that for?
Looks like Peter Phillips got round. Oh, severe collision with Tildevit as well. Gets a penalty for it. Martin Party Cooper out. VSC deployed there.
Yeah, that's the unsighted turn 9. That was where the big collision was a couple of seasons ago, as I mentioned.
Yeah, I think the same kind of thing happened as you mentioned.
Just looking at Peter Phillips' car, he did drive over a lot of the debris from the crashed Williams. It doesn't look like it's affected his tyres or anything. I think he's okay.
Yeah. Isn't too bad.
So it is very easy to pick up a puncture from debris in this game. It's quite a long VSC.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's just gone.
And DRS enabled now as well. Yeah, Boy's been able to sort of increase the gap to Baz quite a lot somehow. Perhaps that was on the VSC restart. Yeah, that's one thing with the VSC, isn't it? It's trying to maintain that gap to the car ahead without speeding.
Yeah. Eggerman is really on the back of the Alfa Romeo of Baz and Bray, and this is the battle for P2. That's the thing, isn't it? It's one thing getting close to the driver in front, and it's another thing entirely to actually overtake them.
Yeah. I think Baz will get back onto the back of Boy soon. Aston going a bit deep there into the in turn 16.
Yeah, it looks like Aston's just pushing a bit too hard, perhaps. He's almost completely out of ERS. That mistake at the chicane has cost him a little bit of time as well. He's trying to maintain the DRS gap. He needs to remain within 1 second of the car in front to allow him to use his DRS. And I think that's what he was trying to do. I think he was perhaps just trying a little bit too hard. There's Baz in front of him has got 60% ERS, and Boy's got 90%. He's on 20.
Yeah, been pushing hard, like you say, hasn't he? I think his last that last lap there as the VSC ended.
Sorry, Dan. Damien Hartman's spun.
The same place.
It's the same corner. Yep, same corner. He's
Turn
completely
7.
onside. Yep, that could be dangerous.
BP Pip coming around there now. Misses him.
He does the right thing and waits until everybody's passed.
Got left front wing damage there. You have to stop again, I think.
Yeah. That's a big shame. Big shame.
Oh, Baz then Brain almost. Oh no, he's touched him. He's out.
Oh, Baz!
Oh no. That could be a safety car.
It's surely going to be a full safety car for that.
Would have thought so.
No, just the yellow flag.
Of course, why not?
I mean, the cars are only doing 180 miles an hour as they come past him there.
Yeah, that's no biggie.
That's a big shame. That is both Alfa Romeos with big mistakes there.
Yeah.
On the, in the same lap. It's really not good.
That's a shame.
They've got a lot. They've got a lot of experience as well between the two of them.
Yeah. They certainly have.
Damien Hartman, the Season 5 champion, and Dembrain has finished runner-up on 4 occasions. Flat tyres then onto Damie's car.
Yeah.
They should be able to go to the end. The hard tyres here, but they will be almost 2 seconds slower than the soft tyres.
Yeah, do you think he'll go hard soft? Or do you think he'll just try and get to the end?
Yeah, I think he'll try and get these to the end.
See what Aston can do, closing down on the back of Boy Williamson at the moment.
What happened in Baz's incident? There was contact.
Yeah, they were side by side through 130R, but Baz was slightly behind Boy, and Baz just ran. The car just oversteered into the back tyres of Boy.
Yeah.
And that unsettled Baz's car and put him into the wall.
Yeah, it's so difficult to keep the car settled, as you say, after contact, especially at that high speed with those. They're pulling nearly 3G around that corner. Lateral G-force on the car. As soon as something touches it, when it's under that kind of load, the chassis will just be all over the place. It's just near impossible to control it.
Yeah. Oh, we lost a car. Koen Skipper's gone out. He's out wide at the hairpin. I don't know if he was forced off there or if that was just him running wide.
I only saw him come back onto the track, didn't see the cause.
Yeah.
That's what we said about this circuit, isn't it? It's very, very technical. It's a real test of the drivers and the engineers to get the car and the driver's mentality just set up just right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not an easy one to do for 53 laps. Peter Phillip here getting a good run on Miguel Torney, see if he can make a move into 130R. Looks like he's going to do it nicely there.
Go on, Peter.
Bit wild on exit, but it gets the move done anyway. It's P12 for him. And I think Koen Skipper went past Neil Ziegler into turn 1 as well. To P7. Nice little group at the front for the top 4. Good to see Paul Quarry still in the mix at the top as well.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And Mahadra Singh as well, not too far behind him.
Yeah.
Just want to make a small note. Damien Hartman is currently 1 minute and 16 behind the race leader. I'm only saying that just to see how far he is off the back of him come the end of the race.
Okay.
Just to have a look at the difference in strategy from this point. Oh, yellow's in 1 again.
Looks like Yellow Ocean at the moment. Yeah, red right front wing for him.
Oh, it's not been his day, has it?
No, unfortunately not. He limps back to the pits. For a second time.
And he has won here before. He's won, I think it was when he drove for McLaren.
Yeah. think you're right.
With I think Baz Denbrain was his teammate at the time. So it's no longer Baz Denbrain fighting with Boy Williamson for the lead. It's Aston Egelmeers.
Indeed,
I think he's going to get it. Oh, a little bit sort of jerked to the right there on the exit of Spoon.
Let's see what Aston can do. Can get on the back of him. Ooh, at the inside into the chicane, perhaps.
God, look at that.
Forces Boy a bit off line there. Be good for him on exit turn 18.
It's a good fight.
DRS should be on the side of Aston, I think. And there we go, nicely done. Move made. I say Boy moved in right behind Aston very quickly there.
he did,
he's knocked his front wing off.
That's a great move from Aston. That's yeah, that was impressive. That was what I think Baz was trying to do a couple of laps previous. I believe this is the second time Aston's led a race.
Yeah. I couldn't agree nor deny. Hopefully he can start to pull out a bit of a gap now on that softer compound. What do you think sort of the life of that tyre is?
Yeah, it's going to be about 15 laps. Maybe just a bit less for the ones who started on that tyre.
Yeah.
Nikivis at P3 then at the moment, so he's the second of the medium runners. He looks like he is closing on Boy as well. Although he has got quite a lot less ERS, which would indicate that he was pushing to get into that position.
Yeah. Should have DRS now though to help him down the start finish.
There we go. Unsurprisingly, Aston Egelmeers with the fastest lap of the race so far, then a 34.563.
Indeed.
That's exactly what he wants to do. Now that he's past Boy.
Well, Boy definitely much quicker in that third and start of sector 1.
Yeah, I think at this point, Boy needs to kind of almost forget Aston because he's not technically racing him, or he is technically racing him, but he's not racing him in terms of his strategy. They're on different strategies, so he can to some degree allow Aston to pull away by a maximum of 0.6 or so per lap, which is the difference between the two tyres. So you can allow him to pull away and not actually lose position against him, or lose distance on the track.
Mm-hmm.
So when the pit stops even themselves out, he should still be ahead of him overall. Yeah. And that sounds a little bit bizarre. Like, why am I saying that? What do you mean let him pull away? Just because he's on the softer tyre, so he will be faster, and there's no point trying to waste energy trying to match his pace.
He's got DRS on him as well, just within a second across that section point before turn 16.
Yeah, that's handy. Okay, allows him to at least stay with him.
Yeah.
We gained 0.3 from DRS alone there. 0.4 on him, in fact.
He ruled him in nicely there.
Yeah, this is really helping Boy now. Then, if he can actually maintain the DRS gap, or maintain that 1 second gap, so he can continue to use his DRS, because that really sort of sucked him along the track nicely.
Yeah.
And importantly, it allows him to recover his energy as well, while being pulled along.
Yeah, that's what he needs really, and that's not what Aston will want.
No.
Front. I'm sure
It's
he'll be
also
using a lot of BRS now.
It's also not what Nicky wants as well.
No.
He's surely hoping that Aston will pull away from Boy, because yeah, it's making it impossible for Nicky to get closer to him.
Oh, Boy's gonna have a go at Aston, I think, into turn 1 here. Yeah, nicely done. Beautiful.
Just shows you, yeah, that was lovely. Smooth as anything. Just goes to show you how much of a difference DRS really does make.
Yeah. There's no saving going on Aston's side. He just uses mode 4 all the way through the curves.
Yeah.
Even when you can see that light flashing, that to me is indication, right? If I turn my ARS off, he's still got the same car because he's saving his too.
Yeah.
So why keep pushing?
Yeah. Yeah. See, these are the kind of things that drivers really only learn from doing these long races and doing lots of them. You know, you don't really think about that in not even really in 50% races to some degree. But yeah, certainly nothing shorter than that. Just all comes with experience.
Yeah, Aston not being able to get past Boy there into 130 yard, but just because bit of a late break there onto the grass as well. That's gonna make life difficult for him.
I don't know.
Sorry, go on.
Sorry, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt your flow there. Sorry,
that's all right.
I don't know if you remember. I think it was last week. I compared Egomez to an ex F1 Tonight driver, Hans Vandenberg.
Yeah.
Who was in his first season with us, sort of ultra aggressive in terms of his ERS usage and the overtakes that he went for. And I think that move that he attempted there into the final chicane is very reminiscent of Vandenberg's style.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's only when Vandenberg developed himself as a driver later on in the next season that he really was sort of a more complete driver, and I'm hoping that's what we're going to see from Egomez in the very near future.
Yeah, starting to see a bit of graining now on those front tyres especially.
Yeah.
For Aston's car. Obviously will be Aston Martin next on 2021. Maybe they'll rebrand it Aston Eaglemere Racing in the Dutch race.
I guarantee there is a driver called Aston Martin.
Yeah.
or even Aston Martins. That was quite a common Dutch name, isn't it, Martin?
Mhm. Who did we say that's the is it Methodis? Who was that?
Yes, isn't that Skippers?
Skippers, yeah. See, if he wants the highlights, he's got to get up the front. Come on, Coon, push, man.
I think it is him anyway. It could be Aston, but I'm sure
it could be Aston. If it's Aston, then. The phenomenon commenting saying Peter Phillip for the win.
Oh, I know that guy. I think that is that's Strappers.
Oh, okay.
Smashed
Nice. Terry Carr saying Xander's for the win.
It's not impossible.
No. I'm probably doing it at the moment actually as well.
It's 8 seconds off of the leader, on the same tyres as the leader. I would call that possibly net P3. Oh, sorry, Zegome's going for it again. Same move.
Oh, is he?
He had a look.
Right, I think Skippers has gone for it on Zander Hermans as well. No, he hasn't. I thought he had because I couldn't see Zander Hermans' car, but I realised that Skippers was further behind him. I think it was Skippers having to go on Nisho for a sec there, but did make the move work.
Oh boy spun it. Nearly.
Oh no!
He's drifting. Oh, what's the... Oh,
Did he get a nudge, or was that all on his own?
No, that was all on his own. That was all on his own. He just went. It looked like he lost the back end around the sort of slightly banked turn 1.
Yeah.
And started drifting out. Managed to save it on the sort of extended runoff area. Yeah, no, he wouldn't. That's not going to do anything for his confidence here.
No, sort of advantage Nicky now, isn't it? A bit. After that.
Guarantee Nicky is smiling in that car.
Yeah.
Seeing his former teammate make a mistake like that.
I think the phenomenon there commenting on the earlier crash between Asden Brayan and Boy Williamson saying small touch, big impact. Sounds familiar?
Yeah, yep. That's absolutely right.
I think my small touch, big impact joke went over your head there a bit, didn't it?
Not anymore.
There we go.
Paul Craig, the first of the stoppers then.
I think Nisho went in just before him, but was that for damage or for tyres?
Oh, sorry. No, sorry. Yeah. Forgive me that one. That's.
I think Paul will be second. Yeah, both of them going to new mediums.
Yeah, it's a wise choice to go to the mediums first, because even if you are going to do soft medium, at least.
Sorry, Adrian. Zander Herman's gone around there at the S curves.
Oh no.
Turn 6. That'll be. He's off onto the gravel. Well, he loses a place now to Sildavit as he gets past. Oh, who's that? We got someone else off there. The Red Bull at turn 7. Guido Urshan had gone around there again, and M-plate missing as well. And the Red Bull should be okay to carry on.
The rear tyres look absolutely completely dead, actually.
Yeah, blimey, just noticing that as well. That line, you see that dark line around there, indicating the something. That's the one. The graining. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, I've noticed about Guido. Once he does start making mistakes in a race, they tend to sort of snowball somewhat.
Yeah.
It's very easy to sort of find yourself in that downward spiral. Just needs to kind of sort of snap out of it almost.
Yeah.
And, just focus on each lap.
Easier said than done, though, isn't it? In a when you're in the race, of course.
Guido independent.
Peter Phillip sort of closing up on John Donkel as well.
Oh, Courage just breezed past Niels Ikma into turn 1.
Beautiful.
DRS assisted.
Let's see if Peter gets past John Donkel as well into turn 1.
Nice.
Up to P10 for the Renault.
Yeah, that's the only place we've seen overtakes so far.
Yeah.
Oh, and Egomez in the chicane.
Oh yeah, correct. Nicky Besser into the lead as well, by the way. I don't know when that happened. He's got past Eagle Miz though. Oh boy, Williamson going to pass him as well, I think. Oh, almost. Not quite.
Yeah, sorry about that. I wonder if Eagle Miz made a mistake.
He's into the pits now.
Yeah. Might Racing Points double stack? No.
Maybe, maybe not.
Oh, Mahendra Singh past Ikmas. 2 places now. Ikmas lost in this lap.
Yeah. Struggling a bit by the looks of it. His tyres are pretty old now, aren't they?
Oh, Mahendra Singh's got the little green spanner, which would indicate that Jeff's calling him in this lap.
Yeah. If he decides to listen or not.
Oh, why has Mahendra Singh got it? It's only 3 laps old.
I don't know.
Unless he pitted earlier than his chosen strategy, but didn't tell the pit crew that he was coming in. That could sometimes do that. So Jeff still thinks you're on a certain strategy and you've changed it yourself.
Paul Quarry looking quick behind Aston Eagle Miz here as well. It's close behind the Racing Point driver. Yeah,
Carrey's looking strong on these mediums, so even stronger than he was on the soft tyres.
Yeah, might have him here into turn 13. Okay, the Ocean's gone out at the S curves. It's like turn 4 he's gone there.
That's a shame, big shame. There will be a lot of retirements in this race. I mean, if he just stayed in it.
Yeah.
Picked up a point, but yeah, like you say, it's easier said than done. Carrey's lost the position now again to Eagle Miz. He's just burnt himself out on the ERS.
Did he even get past him?
They were side by side. He just sort of edged past. Oh, I mean, he's got a hell of a run out the chicane though. He's passed him without using any ERS.
Nicely done. DRS only.
Yep.
That's all he needs. I'll put that down to 0, sir. 0, I say. Damn it, Paul. Gonna keep this place or not? Still on 3. I don't think he's even using any ERS at the moment. It's just going up and down where he keeps braking and accelerating.
Counterproductive.
He's saving it now though. He should be able to pull out a bit of a gap. Now that's done. Boy Williamson reeling in, Nicky Bizzer as well at the front. I think 25 laps on these, maybe? Mediums?
Should probably do a little bit more than that actually, because we're seeing skippers and DeVitt doing at least 19 on the softs.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, I don't know if these can sort of hit 30 laps.
DRS4 boy here. Into gave it a go. Oh, he's giving Nicky a bit of a dummy there, but is he going to let Nicky back in? Yeah, he is. Didn't force Nicky off though.
He didn't.
Wasn't a bad move.
Yeah, what happened? It looked like Nicky was about to close the door, but then he realised how close Boy was, and sort of, I wouldn't say he panicked, but he just sort of flicked the car back to the left and drifted himself wide. Boy saw that Nicky made that mistake. He didn't have to give the position back, but he's chosen to give the position back to his ex-teammate, and obviously still good friends. And you know, he wants to sort of pass him fair and square, that's fair enough. It's quite commendable.
I wouldn't have done it. Got to be a bastard to be a world champion.
That's right. Yeah.
Not going to win championships, letting it back on, boy. Especially when you're trying to beat him. He's on right behind you. You just give him an extra 7 points there.
That's another thing as well. We haven't really seen very many battles, direct battles between Boy Williamson and Nicky Visser, like we have seen now. We are seeing.
They've often been starting at other ends of the grid from each other, haven't they, in recent races?
occasionally just been on different strategies.
Yeah.
So one would pit much earlier than the other, and then they won't see them again until sort of the end of the race.
Yeah, not this case tonight though, of course. Directly competing with each other on strategy 2. Nicky's still going a bit wide on that one as well, but not as bad as last time. Let's let Boy gain a bit of time. Still a bit into the pits onto some medium tyres.
Yeah, 21 laps he did on those softs, and Skippers is still out on his 21 lap old softs.
Nisha Madison passed Aston Eagle Miz there as well, I think, into turn 1. I think that was a pass, or was that... Yeah, no, that was a pass, yeah.
Skipper's just set a 35.0 on these very, very, very old softs. His fastest lap is a 34.8.
The Skipper's, is it?
Yeah, so it's not even...
It's got a 1:35.0.
Yeah.
Only 2/10
even...
slower than his fastest lap.
That's right, he's actually the second fastest man on track.
Nice. Not bad for 21 lap old softs.
I wonder if he's trying to do the one stop onto the medium tyres.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you'd think they would do... What was it going to be now? 31 laps to the end of the race from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could do that, couldn't they?
Yeah. Oh, Boy Williamson in though on after 21 laps on the mediums. 22.
Let's see if this forces the hand of Nicky Visser. He's on the softs now. So is he going medium, soft, soft? Do you think?
Yes. Yes, definitely. Yep.
So let's see if they differ now in strategy, or if they're going to continue on the same path together.
Nicky may attempt the one stop if he can. I know it's difficult for him because he's driving, but if he can tell that other drivers are possibly doing the one stop, like who Skippers, and if he knows exactly how far he can push these medium tyres, then yeah, if he can get within 20 laps at the end of this race, i.e., you know, however many laps it is, 10 more laps.
Yeah.
Then yeah, he can quite comfortably do that one stop, and that could win him the race.
Well, Koonskipper's just coming out of the pits this lap, so he's on his mediums to the end now, we think, in that case.
Yeah. Sort of the reverse of what we think Visser might be doing.
Yeah. Let's go back on board with Nicky. He's coming around 130R now, so we'll see if he's going to pit this lap or not. What do you reckon, in or out?
Out.
It's out. Congratulations!
It was quite an early stop from Boy, I have to be honest.
Yeah.
Because drivers are doing 20 laps on the soft tyre. He only did 22 on the mediums. But then you might say, well, he doesn't want to be battling Nicky for the entire race because that will just waste energy. So he might have adjusted his strategy intentionally so as to get away from him.
He showed fastest there, 134.1 on the medium tyre.
Yeah, he set the fastest lap of the race on the previous lap as well.
Nice little toe from Paul Quarry down the main straight as well, from DRS.
Mahendra Singh is a whole second faster than anybody else right now.
Beautiful.
Correa second fastest.
Names you don't hear very often. It's good to see.
Yeah. Purple first sector, unsurprisingly for Boy. He's the only driver on soft tyres. Expect some absolutely phenomenal laps here. And Sander Hermans, his teammate, is just ahead of him, so surely he will be pulling him along for a little while before he passes him.
Sander Hermans up 9 places from where he started at P11. John Donkel up 8 from last. That was for him. Not an awful lot of movement this race though. Elsewhere, other than those two, it's fairly fairly easy going. 1:33.1 though for Boyd Williamson. That's a whole second faster than Niche last lap, wasn't it?
Yeah, who was a whole second faster than anyone else.
Yeah.
34.6 from Visser that lap. That's his fastest lap of the race so far. So that's 1.3 slower than Boy. We say Boy's going to do. What were there were 30 laps to the end of the race before he came in. So you could say he does 15 on these and 15 on the next set.
Yeah.
So he's going to do 15. He'll be gaining about 1.4 seconds a lap. There, that's about 25 seconds or so total. Pit stop here is about 24 seconds.
So he finishes behind Nicky still. Is that how it works?
Well, he would be, but his final stint, of course, he'll be on the soft tyre again, so he should.
Oh yeah, so it's 24 seconds each stint. He'll gain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Although no, actually no. Sorry, Nicky's got to stop again as well, though, hasn't he? And he'll be on the soft tyre. Sorry, stop again. He's got to stop once. He'll be on the soft tyre. So yeah, the final stint they'll be matched, but this stint right now is where he's going to gain the time.
Yeah. Like Miguel Tawney in the pits there.
Van Herman's in the pit.
Yeah.
And is given Boy the DRS.
Very good.
34.2 like that, but only 6/10 gained on Nicky.
And he did have to... Sorry, Adrian.
No, sorry, you first, sorry.
Just saying, so Paul Corey on the podium by merit here. He's actually in P3, isn't he? I don't think he's there on strategy at the moment. That is a legit third place, as it stands.
Yep. Yep, absolutely. That's that's impressive. It's not often we see Paul Corey up that high in the race. He's done it before in qualifying, but not during the races. Just passed his teammate there as well. Lapped his teammate.
We've often said that Paul and Miguel have got the ability to be up this end. It's just often we think setup issue related, don't we?
Yeah.
The problem is, and looks like he's got it right tonight anyway.
It does look
so
that
far.
way.
Touch wood.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any sort of sliding around of the car that we've seen so many previous tracks.
Yeah, no, it looks a lot more planted here, doesn't it? The track where it definitely needs to be. I think if they had a setup like any other race we've seen, it'd be a much different story.
Yep.
Would be out by now, I would have thought.
A ridiculous 32.8 has just been set.
Yeah, it's very nice.
That is 2.4 faster than Nicky.
See if we can keep it up.
In fact, it's 2 seconds faster than anyone.
Nice. Very nice. Looks like he's perhaps having a regen lap this one.
I think I need a regen lap.
Oh, you always need a regen. And for a rest already.
It was exhausting watching him. So we assume Nicky will be coming in about 4 laps time.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit after that. So in that time, I would imagine Boy will be right up the backside, if not passing Nicky before they both have to stop again, and then it'll be a sort of sprint to the finish, last 15 laps or so.
Do you think Nicky will do 2 more stops then?
No. Nicky will do 1, but they're gonna be sort of side by side with each other when Nicky comes to do his 1.
Yeah. Okay. Roger that.
Surely it's more fun racing around the circuit on a pair of set of soft tyres rather than the mediums.
Oh, I don't know. Ask Paul Quarry that question. He might argue against you. looks pretty happy on those mediums.
Sanders came into the pit 2 laps ago. He's just set the fastest lap of the race, also at 32.8. So both Ferraris absolutely phenomenally fast.
Yeah.
On the red tyres. .32.843 was Boy. 32.817 is Sander.
Yeah, very good. Interesting to see where the racing points come out at the end of this.
Yeah.
Only Nicky Visser and John Donkel Marcel draining yet to stop. They're not going to gain an awful lot from the rest of the stops. I assume they're going to the end now.
Yeah, you would assume so. I really don't think it's the fastest strategy though, because it does really look like the soft tyre, especially in the middle stint, it just does seem so much faster.
Yeah.
So I was just going to say about the racing points. Did something happen to Skippers earlier in this race? Oh, he lost it, didn't he? He lost it.
Yeah, went off at turn 7, didn't he? He went.
No, it's the hairpin. It was out the hairpin.
Oh yeah. Correct.
I'm trying to think why he was 6 seconds behind his teammate.
Aston didn't really have any moments. He just we had that little bit, tried to get past Boy into the chicane, turn 16, went on the grass, but apart from that, he just pitted a bit earlier than the rest of them, and that's why they're ahead of him at the moment.
Yeah.
But Paul Quarry though was just generally faster on the medium. We saw him overtake him on track, and I think Niche must have been the same.
Yes, I think so. Oh, Aston, he's just... It looks like he's too focused on the car ahead. And he's sort of losing his lines a little bit.
Yeah.
Gap to the leader from P2 is now 9.5 seconds.
Indeed. He's closing in.
He's gained 10 seconds in 6 laps.
That's pretty good going, isn't it?
Yeah, that is pretty good.
See if Aston can get past Nisha here into 130R. Oh, a bit on the grass there, that's going to slow you down. And, not quite yet. But Aston's got to wait a little bit. Oh, yeah, that grass has made his tyres a bit slippy.
It's things like that just, it costs you so much overall.
He's a bit too impatient, isn't he? He could have waited until this straight here and had DRS right behind him.
Yeah.
And made the move into turn 1. Of course, we are now past halfway distance, and you are watching F1 tonight, Netherlands, season number 7, round 17, the Japanse Grand Prix. Or Japanese for you British folk watching at home. But Japan sounds much better. And Nicky Visser leads the way, yet to stop so far, but Boy Williamson closing in slowly but surely on some fresh softs.
Sander Hammons really is flying at the moment. 32.6 was the fastest lap, just popped up at the end of the last one.
Who's that? Zander, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious as to where he will finish. I mean, he's 32 seconds off the leader. He's not going to be sort of anywhere up there. We saw him have quite a big moment earlier on, didn't we?
Yeah, that was the S curves moment, wasn't it? He lost it there.
But yeah, since then he's been back on form.
Yeah. To recompose himself.
Oh, what's happened there? For the first time since Boy came in, he's actually lost time to Nicky.
Ah, okay. You able to tell from your data? Which sector?
Yes, the first sector was Nicky set a new personal best at 34.6. No. No. I think it might have been just after the first sector. I haven't seen the times come up for the second.
Okay.
41.8 from
Maybe at the moment
Nicky.
through turn 7 then.
Could be. 41.9. Doesn't indicate a half a second lost.
Well, who knows? It's a mystery.
Well, we're back under 8 seconds again, so okay. Normal business has resumed.
Back to business. So the new game will have a live delta to the car ahead for the driver when they're racing around, so that'll be interesting. Quite useful to know where you're losing and gaining time a bit better.
There'll be none of this driver behind.
Yeah, you'll know all the time, no worries. Not that I will still, I doubt I'll have my HUD on still, so I'll still be asking that question. Much to your dismay.
All these features and you don't even have the HUD on.
Don't want it. Puts me off. Kimi Raikkonen approach for me. Works pretty well.
Yeah. You don't need to tell me every 10 seconds.
Leave me alone, I know what I'm doing.
Only 3 tenths gained by Boy on the previous lap. We'll see what his gain is here. I think it's more than a second because we're now under 7 seconds.
Yep.
34.3 from Nicky, and it is a 33.2 from Boy. So yeah, 1.1.
Lovely.
33 laps now. Nicky's done on those medium tyres.
Yeah, John and Marcel only a lap behind him. They'll be on the same amount when they cross the line, I'm sure. I think it's much sunnier in Sector 3 than it does in Sector 1. Dark in the first sector.
I don't know if you noticed this, it could be pointless information, but at the start of on the formation lap, the weather was overcast. And at the very start of the race, just when the drivers pulled off the grid, it was suddenly bright sunshine.
Yeah, see, I thought it was I had it sunny on the formation app as well on my screen.
No, definitely not sunny on. Not in my view, anyway.
Yeah, because it was sunny before the formation app started, and I don't know. I was paying more attention to the cars for my little rundown at the beginning, but I thought it was still quite sunny. Yeah, it's funny. It's like almost now. It's dark in 1 and 2 and light in 3.
Different time zones.
Yeah.
Yep, now under 6 seconds. The leader. Another 0.9 gained.
Yep.
Boy's still the fastest man on track.
Yep. Niche within a second now of we're not to be within a second. He's not got DRS though on Paul. Down the start finish. I thought he would.
Yeah. It's weird. Should have done.
Yeah. Maybe he didn't use it.
Boy's fastest on track. Second fastest is his teammate on the moment. Just 2 tenths slower than that. Sort of, it looks like he's pushing again. Set a personal best lap on the previous one, a 33.6. It's also personal best first sector this lap. Just coming around the second sector now, chasing down Kuhn Skipper's ahead of him. Surely a new personal best in the middle. Not quite. Not quite.
Miguel Tawny closing eye on John Donkel, perhaps to unlap himself. John all over the grass there and down the back straight. And there again on the pit entry as well.
Citroen behind him on the same age and compound tyre. Is he coming in as well? He hasn't got the little spanner. No, he is coming in anyway.
There's actually there's a bit of road runoff that's just before turn 16, I think. And if you take it, it goes right to the pit lane. It's like a different pit entry. I wonder if you can take that without cutting the chicane in the game. I wonder if you'll take it and it won't give you a penalty.
I highly doubt it, seeing as the game sometimes gives you penalties for following all the rules.
Yeah.
Especially in regards to pit lane entry.
Mm-hmm.
Nicky's in the pit.
Nicky's in. Onto the softies.
So this slight overcut then from Boy, this is surely going to benefit him a lot more than Nicky.
Yeah, let's see.
He's going to have to deal with traffic slightly as well.
Interesting position for Niche and Paul to be in, because I wonder if they're thinking about pitting now. Again.
Yeah, it would make sense for them to pit, not because of the age of their tyres. They've still got 10 laps left on these tyres, but yeah, they're in easy, soft territory. I just want to see if sort of legally they have to pit. I don't think they do.
No, I don't think so.
Don't have to. They might want to go to the end. It's a risk. They've got to do 16 more laps plus this one. Nobody's done more than 34 on the medium tyres.
Adrian, Miguel Torney off through the S-curves there at turn 4, looks like. Oh, spins again, rejoining. Could get in the way of Nils Eekman, Peter Philip, John Donkel there as they come through.
Sensible to stay off track there.
Yeah.
Oh, he spun it again. Has he got a puncture? That looked very...
I think it probably is just his tyres being dirty. I can't get an outside view to have a look. There we go. No. Looks pretty good. But he wasn't happy enough with how dirty they are already, so he's just going to get them a bit more, grassy. That wasn't slippery enough. Must have more.
And have his teammate coming up to lap him for the second time soon.
Yeah.
Really phenomenal performance from Paul Carey this race.
Yeah.
Whether he pits or not, it's somewhat irrelevant. Yeah, I've just been massively impressed with him. Niche as well, just right behind him.
And they've been racing pretty close for the last sort of 5 laps or so. I think Niche sort of firmly in that DRS distance now.
Yeah, he should actually have...
Sorry.
I was going to say he should have the move done. I think on the start and finish he's got 80% ERS versus nothing. So
yeah, would have thought so. Let's see what he does here. I see Paul saving it, ready to put on a defence here in after the last corner. Oh, a bit of a bad exit. Nisha, that's going to hinder him. Nicky Visser now having a go then. Both of them with DRS though. Both of them in mode 4. That's where he goes anyway, Nicky. Up to 3rd place. 17.5 seconds to the leader with Williamson. And Sildovit's gone off. Turn 1.
Oh no. Oh, Sil.
Into the gravel. That's unfortunate for him.
He's pushing so hard, he might have been pushing too hard. The fact that he's got no ERS left would suggest that. Oh, Nils Eekman's just gone past John Donkel on the exit of the chicane.
Nicely done. Will he have DRS? You would have thought so. He's not using it though. Neither's John. John, was John using it, but I can't see it because he was really quick. Oh no! Bit of a Tokyo.
What drift! Oh, nearly clipped Peter Philip there.
Looked like he hit him on my screen. End plate missing on John's right hand side now, so I think he did hit him. Bit of damage there, but should be able to keep on going. Oh no, boy's got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
That might be relevant. That might be significant.
I think it will be.
Okay.
Right behind him. And behind Paul, I would have thought. And Niche. Yeah, that's a lot of work to do now.
Yeah, did we miss something on Boy's previous lap then? Because that's... yeah, I didn't expect that.
How long's the pit stop?
23.
Yeah, he's only 17.5 seconds ahead of Nicky when he stopped.
Yeah.
That makes sense. He's come out behind him by 3 seconds.
Oh yeah, they weren't neck and neck when Nicky came in, were they? Sorry, no, Nicky was a little bit ahead anyway. Right, sorry. So now they're even. He's got to gain 5 seconds on Nicky just to catch up to him, and then pull out 5 seconds to win.
Yeah, and just doing all that's going to increase his tyre wear.
Yeah, and they're on the same tyre now, of course.
Just need one more DNF, and then I called the finishers perfectly at 13. So, Miguel, you fancy retiring? Let me know. Help a friend out.
Oh, yellows, that for Peter Phillip.
Everyone looks to be going on the map there. Might have been for Peter Phillip for a short moment.
Remember I said ages ago that Damien Hartman was 1 minute and 16 behind the race leader? I wanted to see what the gap was coming into the race.
He still is, isn't he?
He's 1 minute and 16 behind the leader.
Yeah. It's not going so well.
Well, you could say it is because he's on the hard tyre and he hasn't lost any time. So that's what I was kind of getting at with the strategy options.
Even with a pit stop though from the leader, he's still not gained any time.
Yeah. But he hasn't lost any.
No. Maybe he had before the pit stops. Well, I guess based by he's not changed after the pit stops. Before that, he must have been 1 minute and 36 behind.
Yeah.
Just face it, he's lost, Adrian.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
See Niche been passed by Boy now.
Yep.
He's hunting Paul Corey down.
Yeah, it's an interesting situation for Corey and Maharaj Singh. Oh, well, Maharaj Singh's just answered my question before I've asked it. He's come into the pit, so yeah, he's only got to do 12 laps now and then on this soft tyre. You'd have thought if Paul was going to pit, he would have done it already. He may be trying to stretch these to the end.
Yeah, I think I would.
Yeah, that may work out. I think that work out better than pitting in Paul's case because he's got. Boy inevitably will pass him. Egomez is some 5 seconds behind him, but on roughly the same age and compound tyre. So he's going to have to try and make up that gap through sort of racing alone.
Oh, nice move from Boy up into the hairpin there. It's not a bit late braking. Paul keeps the inside though through turn 12. I think Boy's going the inside into 13 though. Must be moves made here. Nicely done.
And Paul was well within his rights to defend that position, of course, because that is 4th position.
Yeah.
He's not being lapped or anything. So even though they're on different tyres, yeah, he's more than what's the word I'm looking for? More than
entitled.
Entitled, thank you. More than entitled to defend that position. I think of that word.
Yeah, I think. I don't think Paul would have fought for it too hard though, given it's a chance at a podium.
No. Yeah.
The only person who needs to, or the person he can realistically fight off, is now Aston. Eagle Mears in P4, and I think he will because he was quicker than him on the mediums earlier in the race.
Yes.
Hopefully, a le podium for Mr. Quarry.
And if Aston pits, he definitely won't pass Paul.
No.
And if he doesn't pit, he's got to try and gain 6 seconds on his lap times. So yeah, you have to say the favourite here is Paul for that P3.
Yeah, touch wood.
Yeah, touch wood.
No more luck, he'll be the 4th DNF to make it 13.
Meanwhile at the front, Boy has just set his personal best 32.7. That's 4 tenths faster than Nicky. 10 laps to go, and there are 4.6 seconds between them.
Yeah.
Although Boy does have to try and gain 5 seconds extra somehow.
10 laps, 10 seconds he's got to get.
Yeah. Have a look at Nicky's penalties, Nicky's warnings.
I was going to say, yeah, could you have a look at and see if Paul's got any? I haven't seen that many come up this race though. It's been pretty tidy.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, I think only 2 drivers have actually picked up penalties for infringements.
Yeah.
So Nicky has 1 warning. Paul Correa has 2 warnings. Boy has no warnings, but though he has 1 warning and that 5-second time penalty.
Yeah, it's a shame really for Boy.
Mahendra come out 6 seconds or so behind his teammate. I think he can catch and overtake him before the end of this race.
Yeah. Koen Skipper's as well, another teammate, chasing his teammate down.
Yeah. I think if Nisha sort of pushes hard enough, I think he can get himself involved in that fight with the racing points as well for P4.
Yeah.
There's time to do it.
What was it, about 12 seconds away, isn't it?
Yep. Keep an eye on Nisha's lap times. Oh well, that lap he just did was a 32.5. You compare that to Gomez on the 34.6, so 2 seconds or more.
Yeah, it's going to be close. And keep the pace up. And Paul's still he's pulling out from Mr. Eagle Moves at the moment anyway, so looking good in 3rd for now.
Yeah, pulled half a second on him that previous lap.
Go on, Paul.
We lost a 10th to Nicky on... No, he didn't. He lost quite a bit more than a 10th. He lost 8 tenths to Nicky on that previous lap.
Yeah. They're not quite as quick now, is he? On the same compound.
No, it doesn't seem to be. He's still pushing like mad. He's in mode 5. I mean, it's basically a qualifying lap at the moment.
Yeah, he's reeling him in quite nicely here now, though. 5.3 for the sector 1.
Racing points have swapped places. Skipper's now ahead of Gomez.
Let's see if Skippers can start to close down on Foray up in front.
Purple middle sector from Boy. Gap now back down to 5 seconds. .2.
Damn! What? That's not bad going for Boy. He's taken up 1.2 seconds out of our Boy that time. Sorry, out of Nicky.
Yeah, and out of the previous fastest lap of the race.
Yeah.
So it was
Nicely going.
a bit of a qualifying that.
Yeah. And Skipper's starting to close down on Quarry as well. Here, just hear the annoying RPM glitch of Aston Eagle Motor's car when you're on board with Skippers. Going around in the background. Keep it down, Aston.
See, I haven't got that at the moment. I'm riding with Aston and it's fine.
Yeah.
What causes it?
I think Codemasters can never fix. Well, they haven't fixed that. They're useless.
Oh, who's that? Just went past. That is. Oh no, that was Davey Hartman fighting with Nils Ekman for P12.
Oh no, Paul Quarry's had an issue. Damn it, Paul!
No!
I saw a yellow flag in sector 2 and couldn't work out who it was. Then I saw the 2 racing points. Oh! Shiza!
Keep it together. Don't see any damage on the car though.
I think he just lost it around the outside of Spoon.
And he's staying in mode 5 again. He's got no ERS.
Go on, boy. By boy, I mean Paul. You're faster than them. What do you need to know?
Mahendra Singh's pace is dropped off slightly. 32.9. I mean, he's still gaining a second a lap on the racing points. But he's running out of time now to catch him.
Yeah.
Oh, and a 3-second penalty for Paul Correa as well. Multiple warnings. It's because he's just, yeah, he's trying too hard now. He was comfortably ahead of him, wasn't he? He was
yeah,
sort
it
of
was like 6 seconds ahead of King Skippers before that. You can get a move done here.
You can't, he's run out of ERS. Oh, so is Egglemere's. I just think, Paul, if you had a bit of ERS there, that would you would have just breezed past.
Yeah. Looking at mode 2 though, and it's not really doing him any good.
Skippers hasn't quite got enough fuel to finish at his current pace. He will need to drop it into lean for a little bit before the end of the race. The other two still overfueled.
Who's this, sorry?
Cooney Skippers I was talking about, who's underfueled, and Egglemere's and Cray have got more than enough to finish.
So the light flashes on mode 2 as well. I thought it was only on none.
It does if you've run out of energy.
Oh, okay.
It flashes on any mode if you're out.
Save it, Paul. Mode 0, I say. You! Oh. Stand by on WhatsApp.
Go on, yeah.
Oh, Eagle Mace has gone round.
Oh no, you're joking.
That's Quarry back up to 4th at the moment.
That'll be the pressure.
Yeah, let's see if he can put out 3 seconds though. That's what he needs to do to maintain. Just save some ERS, Paul. Please.
That's all he's got to do.
Just put it in 0 now. Put it in 0. Go on. He just like tunnel vision on car ahead, isn't he?
And that again, that's yet another skill that drivers need to learn is you know, being able to kind of adapt to these types of situations and think clearly, not just like, right, I desperately need to get past this guy because there's only 2 laps there. No, what you need to do is save some energy so you can then save it in the slow corners so you can use it in the fast straights and then just breeze past with the DRS as well.
Because Eagle Mace has now got half a tank of energy now.
Yeah. Because you don't lose anything by putting it in mode 0 around the S's. You don't gain anything from using mode 2. You're not going to be faster around there. It's only so fast you can actually go around those corners.
You're just in limbo really by using mode 2.
Yeah.
You don't really save or use anything. You're just stuck with nothing.
Yeah.
And Eagle Mace dropped back a bit though. That might keep him outside DRS range another lap. Or the final lap, now it is. Not yet. One more lap to go.
Oh, crazy mode 0.
Yay! Go on, Paul. Let's give Skippers a little bit of a tap. Off he goes, and you're home free.
No, Daniel.
I don't condone that. Do as I... What is it? Do as I say, not as I do. Which would be to spin him out. I mean, do as I do, not as I say, of course.
Yeah, that famous thing.
Yeah. I just coined it right now.
Okay, he's giving himself a bit of juice. Oh, don't waste it.
Not anymore. He seems a bit faster though through the 3rd sector than Eagle Mace, so we'll see if he can pull that gap out again. Sector 2 for. Oh no!
Oh,
Eagle Mace and Hazzah have gone.
Oh Jesus!
How's that happened?
I don't know. I do not know. As it's at the exit of Spoon, Sander Herman's just had to dodge both of them. Just drove off track to avoid.
Okay.
I don't know how the incident happened.
No.
Ah, man. On the final lap of the race. Well, penultimate lap for them.
Yeah. What's up again? Nicky Visser comes on turn 12 for the final time then. Around 130R. Put the pressure on the current championship leader. Made the right strategy call. Had the pace on these brand new softs towards the end. Nicky Visser comes around the final corner to win the Japanese Grand Prix for F1 Tonight Netherlands Season 7. Boy Williamson comes home in second place. Damage invitation for him. Just reduces that gap. Or that opportunity that Nicky gets to close the gap by too much. Only 7 points gained on Boy now for Nicky. Kuhn Skippers will come around to the final corner now. You believe to take P3. Did a good job in the end to get past Paul, who had a bit of a mistake earlier on. Seizoen up to 4th place after Paul's penalties applied. He's now up from P11, sorry, up from P15 to 4th. Great drive from him. John Donkel, Alexander Herman's P6 in the Ferrari. And I believe it's going to be John Donkel 7th, Marcel Droning 8th, Peter Philip 9th. Damien Hartman, Nils Ekman finished 10th and 11th. And Miguel Torney will be 12th in the end. There's a good little fight between Mercedes and Haas starting now then, because obviously they'll retake P8 in the championship with 29 points versus Haas's 26.
Would have been a good result from Racing Point as well, wouldn't it? There was 3rd and 4th going into lap 51, and then before the end of 52. Aston Egomeas and Mahojasing came together. Yeah,
interested to see what happened there.
But yeah, fantastic win from Nicky Visser. That was a brilliant drive, to be quite honest. Boy Williamson with a although he set some amazing lap times, he made a mistake, didn't he? I think that one mistake he made where he drifted out wide at turn 1, I think that ultimately cost him. Yeah,
some great pace as you say, but just didn't quite have the grunt on that last stint to close up, and obviously that penalty in the pit lane. I mean, it didn't matter in the end, but would have hurt him for sure if he had got even close to Nicky or passed him towards the end. But driver of the day, we decided on Seizoen from McLaren is a driver of the day. There's many good contenders for it out there today, but I thought Seizoen did a great job. A pretty clean, mistake, faultless free race, and up from 15th to 4th. It's always a good result.
Yeah, fantastic drives. Yeah, absolutely well deserved. As you say, from 15th place, it's not easy to finish 4th. I think he did actually make a mistake as well during that race. He had a little bit of a spin, trying too hard. I remember. Yeah, because he was just pushing the car so hard, and had a bit of a moment, but managed to recover fairly well.
Yeah, very good job from him. That is it for this week, the Japanese Grand Prix. Pull your pants back up now, because we're finished with that one. And off to Mexico next week. I think that's just Mexicans, so not quite as exciting, but you might think of something fun for that one next week. We're back next week, though, of course, 7:30 British Summer Time, 8:30 PM Central Eastern... Central European Standard Time. Sorry, EST just looks like Eastern, or like a shortened version of Eastern, so I read it as Eastern sometimes. My mistake. 8:30 PM for you guys in the Netherlands for the Mexican Grand Prix at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, or F esta una noche. So yeah, that'd be a good race hopefully next week. It's the Mexican Grand Prix. But thanks to everybody for watching, commenting. Make sure you like and subscribe. We'll just check if there's any comments that we've missed that are of any interest. Kresdevit, I guess that's Seal, is it? Or maybe he is. Maybe a
Might
friend.
be one of Still's family members.
Yeah.
I know his entire
Nice
family
drive all.
watches his races.
Oh, cool. Yeah, they said a nice drive. Terry Carr, good race, guys. Great comms as always, lads. Thank you, Terry. Yeah, I think that was it. So I have nothing else to add. How about yourself, Adrian?
No, nothing from me tonight.
Roger that. Well, as always, it's a thanks from me and Hazzah.
And it's goodbye for me. Goodbye.
There we go. All done.